that you are well, and also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today, we'll be doing our grade 3 English lesson on helping verbs. We'll be doing our grade 3 English lesson on helping verbs. And before we start with our lesson on helping verbs, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once you've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of language arts, grade 3. And once you've selected the subject of grade 3, and then we're going to scroll down up until we get to the chapter of helping verbs. And in our previous lesson, we did verb tenses, simple verb tenses. And we specifically said that verb tenses, if you hear the word tenses, right? And then it basically gives us an indication that it is either telling us the action that's taking place in the present, in the past, and in the future. So that was verb tenses. So today we are doing helping verbs, and we are going to find out what helping verbs are. So our chapter is helping verbs. Our subject is English Language Arts, grade 3. And the lessons that we are going to be focusing on today under the chapter of helping verbs is to identify main verbs and helping verbs. So we're going to identify main verbs and helping verbs. And we are doing our tutorial lesson on aplusstudents.ca. All right, so helping verbs, right? So we know that verbs or a verb is basically action, right? It shows action. That's a verb. It's the action that takes place. So when it comes to helping verbs, right? And then a helping verb, it comes before a main verb. So the main verb is the specific action that is taking place, right? It's the doing word. So the helping verb, it comes before the doing word, right? So it comes before the doing verb, sorry. It comes before the main verb, and it helps the main verb to show the action. So helping verb comes before the main verb, and it helps the main verb to show the action. So sometimes it's easier to first identify the main verb within the sentence, and then you just look for the word in front of that main verb that will tell us what the helping verb is. For example, I am resting. I am resting. If we look at I'm going to highlight the main verb with a different color. So our main verb is resting. It's something that we are doing. It's resting, right? So this is the main verb. And then our helping verb is am. So am is our helping verb, and the main verb is resting. So not the subject, because the subject, if we specifically make mention of the subject, then the subject will be a noun or it will be a pronoun, right? So the verb is the action, right? So resting is something that someone is doing, right? So resting is something that someone is doing. So the helping verb that helps the main verb is am, which is am, right? So am is the helping verb that helps the main verb, which is resting. And the subject is I, right? So I is the person, it's the pronoun, it's can be the thing, right? So I can be the noun, the pronoun that is doing the action. So am is the helping verb and resting is the main verb. Is everybody okay with that? So basically the helping verb is am and the main verb is resting. It's like, for example, if we let's say if you are doing something, right? I'm gonna make an example, another example. If, for example, if you are singing, right? So now we, for example, say, just gonna use your name. Judy is singing, right? This is an example. So if this is our sentence, Judy is singing, right? Then Judy is our noun, right? This is our noun or it is our subject, right? And then our main verb, right, is singing. This is the main verb. It's singing. But our helping verb that comes before the main verb is. So this is the helping verb, right? So, for example, Judy is singing, right? That is our sentence. So, Judy is our noun, it is our subject, right? But the verb, the action that she is doing, right, is basically singing. So, singing is the main verb. That is the main action that she's doing. And the helping verb is, for example, is. If this was two or more people, If this was two people or more people, if we were to say the children, then we could have said the children were, then were would have been the main verb. If this was in the past, then we could have said was singing, then was the main verb. If this was in the future, then we could have said will, then this could have been will. And then we could have said Judy will sing, right? So is the main verb. I'm the helping verb, sorry. And then singing is our main verb. So does everybody understand, or should I make another example? So everybody understand? Should I make another example? All right, we're going to make another example, right? Okay, so if we okay, so before I make the example, right? So you know the main verb, right? So the main verb is the action that you are doing, right? So whether you are kicking, whether you are laughing, whether you are singing, whether you are dancing, listening, right? Any action that you are doing, like the main action that you are doing, that is your main verb, right? So now the helping verb, right? It is either, right? So some of the common helping verbs can either be am, are, is, was, were, has, have, had, and will, right? So these are your helping verbs, right? So these are your helping verbs. So now if I write a sentence, and let me make a sentence with more than one person in it. If I say the boys, so the boys are plural, right? So the boys are plural. It shows that there's more than one person doing the action. So now we're going to say the boys, and we're going to choose one of the helping verbs over here. Then we say the boys were, right? So the boys were, let's say, dancing. So the boys were dancing. So remember the action, right? The doing word. If you were to identify the action or the doing word that the boys were doing, then we can say dancing is our action or it is our main verb, right? So dancing is the main verb, it's the main action that is taking place. And the helping verb that is helping the main verb to show the action is the word were. So were is our helping verb. So were is the helping verb, and were is the helping verb that's helping the main verb, which is dancing, to show the action. Right? So it'll basically seem as if it's helping the main verb to show the action in a different tense. Because were, it shows almost like it's It's as if it is in the past tense, but in a plural form. And then the boys is basically just our, let's say, our subject, right? So the verbs is our doing words, which is dancing, and our helping verb is it's basically the word that comes before the main verb, which is were in the sentence that is helping the main verb, which is dancing. All right. So does that make is that more more clear, Judy, or to the others that maybe don't understand? So basically, the helping verb, it comes before the main verb to help the main verb to show the action. And these are helping verbs, which is am, are, is, was, were, has, have, had, and will. And this basically shows the it basically helps the main verbs to show a specific tense or the action in a specific tense. Because if you say I am, right, then you can maybe say you are if we use the word are, or they are. If we use is, right, and then is when it's a singular person. It's either he is, she is, or one person is. If we use was, right, then we also say one person was. He was, she was, or that one specific person was. And if we use were, then we use in plural form, where two people or more were, the past tense. But this shows the plural form. They were. Two or more people were. The boys, the girls were, right? And then the same with this. It shows the specific tense, and then will shows the tense in the future tense. It shows in the future. So it's basically just showing a specific tense, but these are the words that are helping the main verb to show the action. All right, so now we're going on. So basically, the helping verb, it always goes before the main verb, right? So that helping verb always goes before the main verb, but the two verbs are not always next to each other. So sometimes the two verbs are not always next to each other, which is, for example, the helping verb as well as the main verb. So for now, you're just going to have to know the helping verb, right? And like I said, over here, we have our helping verbs, which is am, are, is, was, and were, has, have, had, will. And like I say, am is when we say, for example, say I am. You are, for example, we use when we either say you are, they are. Is and was we use for a singular person, right? Or singular thing. But this is in the present and this is in the past. Were we use for plural in the past, and then will in the future. So the main verb, it basically tells the subject is or it tells what the subject is or what the subject does, all right? And that's the main verb. The main verb, it shows us that exact action. It tells us either what the subject is or what the subject does. That's the main verb. So the main verb, like we said, it either helps, it either tells us what the subject is or does. And if we were to identify just the main verb, right, only the main verb, without even mentioning a helping verb, then we can say he visited the baby, right? Which means that visited is our main verb, right? And then a helping verb, it helps another verb by showing an action, right? And it can either be words also like have, has, and had, like we made mention earlier on. And these helping verbs, it helps to tell about things, right, that have already happened. So it helps to tell about things that have already happened. For example, right, I'm going to use two different colors again, right? One to show the main verb and one to show the helping verb. For example, the class has visited the bay. So the class has visited the bay. So our helping verb, or let's first say our main verb, right? So our main verb is visited. And our helping verb is has. So the main verb is visited and our helping verb is has. And then if we go to the next sentence, it says they had learned about Spartina. So they have learned about Spartina. So our main verb within the sentence is learned. And our helping verb is had. So the helping verb is had and the main verb is learned. And then in our last sentence, I have looked for it in the water. So I have looked for it in the water. So our main verb is looked. So the main verb is looked and our helping verb is have. Right? So that is the main verb and that is also our helping verb. And the helping verb, it helps the main verb to show the action. All right, so now we're going to aplusstudents.ca. So we're on aplusstudents.ca. And our lesson that we are going to be focusing on under the chapter of helping verbs is to identify main verbs and helping verbs. Right? And just to recap again, it says that a helping verb, it comes before a main verb. So a helping verb comes before a main verb. and it helps the main verb to show the action. And we made an example of I am resting, which is resting is our main verb, and then am is our helping verb. And we see that our common helping verbs are am, are, is, was, were, and then has, have, and had, and then also will. And these are our common helping verbs that comes basically before our main verb. All right, so now we're going to select the main verb, right? If we select the main verb within the sentence, it says, I am boiling carrots. What is the main verb within this sentence? The main verb. What is the main verb within the sentence? So I am boiling carrots. We need to select the main verb within that sentence. And if we select the main verb within the sentence, right, then our main verb will be boiling. That is just our main verb, right? So that is just our main verb without even the helping verb, which is boiling. And if we were to select our helping verb, right? And then it will be am. So am is the helping verb. And boiling is our main verb. And yes, boiling is correct. So boiling is our main verb, and then am is our helping verb. Now let's look at the next sentence. The bee is stinging me. The bee is stinging me. What is our main verb within that sentence? The bee is stinging me. The main verb within that sentence. Remember the action, right? The action. So if we look at our main verb, right? So the verb, it's what the subject is doing. It's either what the person or animal is doing. So in this case, bee, what is the bee doing, right? So stinging is our main verb. I'm going to write the main verb. So stinging is our main verb, right? Because it basically shows us or tells us what what the bee is doing, right? And if we were to select the main verb, the helping verb, so if stinging is our main verb, then what is our helping verb? So if stinging is our main verb, what is our helping verb? So stinging is our main verb, but now what is our helping verb? The bee is stinging me. What is our helping verb? We need to identify the helping verb also. So if we select our helping verb, and then our helping verb is. So is, it's the helping verb. Is our helping verb, right? So the main verb is stinging, and is our helping verb. We will study together tonight. So we will study together tonight. This is the last one before we do our test. What is our main verb within the sentence? We will study together tonight. What is the main verb? And then we're going to identify what is the helping verb. So what is the main verb within the sentence? We will study together tonight. So we're going to first identify the main verb, right? So the main verb. And we can say that the main verb is study. So study is our main verb. So I'm going to write the main verb because the main verb is study. But now, what is our helping verb? If study is our main verb, what is our helping verb? So if study is our main verb, what is our helping verb? So if study is our main verb, what is our helping verb? And this sentence is in the future tense. So study is our main verb. But what is our helping verb? So our helping verb. Yes, so our helping verb is will. And I'm going to circle will. So will is our helping verb. So well done. Right? So will is our helping verb, and our main verb is study. Right? So now we're going on to our test. We're going on to the test where we are going to identify main verbs and helping verbs, right? All right, so now they're saying select the helping verb. We need to select the helping verb within the sentence. It says the dancers were stretching. So the dancers were stretching. We need to select the helping verb. Is it were or is it dances? We need to select the helping verbs. The dances were stretching. Is it were or is it dances? So the helping verbs. So the dances were stretching. All right, so if we select the helping verb, right, and then we're going to say it is were. Well done. Were is correct. So great job. Were is correct, right? And were is our helping verb. I am packing my bags. So I am packing my bags. We need to select the main verb. The main verb. So the main verb, is it packing or is it am? The main verb, packing or am. So the main verb, what is the main verb? It says I am packing my bags. Is it packing or am? We need to select the main verb. And if we select the main verb, it will be packing, right? Packing is our main verb. So well done. Great job, everybody. Packing is correct. The bee is stinging me. We need to select the main verb, the main verb. The bee is stinging me. So what is the bee doing? The bee is stinging me. Is it stinging or is it bee? So stinging or bee. So the bee is stinging me. We are now by stinging me. We need to select the main verb. Is it stinging or is it bee? The main verb. Stinging or bee. And if we select the main verb, right, it says the bee is stinging me. And then we can say stinging is our main verb. So good job, everybody. Stinging is correct. That is our main verb. That is correct. The kids were cooking dinner. So the kids were cooking dinner. We need to select the main verb. The main verb. The kids were cooking dinner. Is it cooking or is it kids? The main verb. Cooking or kids? We need to select the main verb. The kids were cooking dinner. Is it cooking or kids? All right, so if we were to select our main verb, right, then it is cooking. Cooking is our main verb. So well done, great job. And now, once again, we need to select the main verb. The main verb. Edward has spilled his milk. So Edward has spilled his milk. So we need to select the main verb. Is it spilled or his? So spilled or his. We need to select the main verb. And if we select the main verb, we will select spilled. And spilled is correct. So well done. Spilled is correct. All right, we're going to do two more, right? Dad had wanted some eggs. We need to select the main verb. Dad had wanted some eggs. Is it wanted or dad? So wanted or dad. So dad had wanted some eggs. So is it wanted or dad? The main verb within the sentence. Dad had wanted some eggs. So is it wanted or dad? All right, so if we select our main verb, then wanted is correct. So wanted, well done, everybody. And next to the last one, we need to select the helping verb. The helping verb. We will study together tonight. We will study together tonight. Is it we? Is it study? Or is it will? We need to select the helping verb. We will study together tonight. Our helping verb. All right, and if we select the helping verb, and then we will select will, right? So will is our helping verb, and it shows the future tense. All right, so that is now the end of our lesson on helping verbs. And we said helping verbs are the words that comes before the main verb, and it helps the main verb to show the action, right? So you get helping verbs such as am, is, was, were, has, have, had, or will, right? And those are our helping verbs that basically helps the main verb to show the action. All right, so that is now the end of our lesson on helping verbs. Thank you very much, guys, for interacting, for your answers. Um, I really appreciate it, and I really hope that you're going to have a great weekend further. Goodbye.